Hello again. This is my second beginning to this video, and what I cover a lot in this video. What I have here is the washed and dried pre-shrunk muslin that I had to sew the border around so that it didn't fray too much once it went in the hot water washing machine and the high heat dryer. And but it is pre-shrunk. I do end up making some craft paper templates to cut the muslin. But I was out of pre-shrunk washed and dried muslin when I got into making the templates last night, and so I had to spend the time and get this sewed, cut, sewed, washed and dried and ironed. And but I did make the paper templates last night, and they are right here, and that was a good thing. So that essentially is what this video is about. In the process of doing this, there were sewing machine issues and a couple of other things, so it ended up being a really interesting video to make because there was a couple of delays. So it's over an hour long. Grab a coffee or what have you, and there is a lot of stuff in here, and some of it's actually about sewing and sewing machines as well. Towards the end of the video, there's a little blurb about the laundry area and the complex where I live, and I also have a little clip from the view of my 17th floor balcony looking out MONT-ROYAL and the PLATEAU, and I talk a little bit about that. So so it is a little bit eclectic, but nonetheless it is about sewing machines and paper templates and making muslin jeans. The journey, the quest for jeans continues, and hopefully it'll be something that you enjoy here or that you find helpful here. Maybe it'll be that you enjoy you find my mistakes enjoyable and helpful. You never know. But anyway, grab a whatever, strap yourself in, and I hope that you do enjoy. Thanks again for visiting. It's extremely gratifying and important that you do come back. I know a number of you do return for every video, but whether you are a return viewer or a first-time viewer, thank you so much for your kind support and interest. And if you haven't subscribed or liked or whatever, please do. It will help the Jebb Adams channel continue, and hope that you are having fun and that you are having a fun, safe day. And take a look, and we'll chat soon. Hi, welcome. I'm just getting ready to roll out some craft paper, and then once I get the craft paper flattened out, I'm going to put one of the jean legs, the front jean legs on top of it, and trace it out. Now this is just regular craft paper from the art supply store. It's not fancy pattern making paper or anything like that. For my weights, I do have a baggie filled with rice, so I should make some more of them. That's what I'm talking about there. Nice and cheap. Doesn't cost much. I have the bags here and the rice here anyway. I made 6 sandwich bags full of rice for weights altogether, and I did have a small accident where one of the bags opened and the rice fell out. So I've got the stapler and I stapled all of the bags to prevent any more rice accidents. And this is the first one I'm going to do, which is the right front, because it's got the watch pocket there, so we know that's the right front. Right? Right. So I'll line that up like that so that I don't waste any paper. And then all I'm going to do, trace an outline around that front right pant leg. So altogether I've got 6 sandwich bags with rice in them, and they weigh about 130 grams, 140 grams. I think the one at the top of the jeans there is about 215 grams, and there may be another one I think down there, second from the end, that's about 160. So I'm kind of set up for just getting my fabric marking pen, and I'm going to start tracing an outline. So I haven't really gotten into technical pattern making yet, calculating it all out. That will come down the road in the next few more attempts, but for now I'm quite happy to do it this way for the practicing that I need to do. Yeah, actually I'll take that leg right off of there now so I can move the craft paper over. And put the other front on. And this one is the left front. That's easy to tell because it does not have the watch pocket on it. And I'm turning it up this way so that I have the flat seam, the straight edge along the, oops, I don't want to go there. I'm going to move it over so. Yes, sirree. But, you know, for a newbie like me, newbie sewing and pattern making, it's all a great experience. I think I want to get one more up there because it was kind of curling up at this end. There, that's better. So yeah, the fun has started again, my friends. Is that a tear there? I need to move it down just a tad. There, like that. Cool. This is nice, relaxing, quiet, happy work. think what I'll do there is kind of straighten that out a little bit. If there's too much, I can always trim it off a little. Rather have a little too much than not enough. Oopsie. I still need a helper up there. There, so that's those two front pant legs traced out there. These are the low-priced $5 tailor's shears that I got from the dollar store, so I'll use them to cut the paper with. I've got the patio door open because it's nice and warm here in downtown Montreal this evening. I've been watching a really good YouTube channel. A lady that's really good, does good sewing, making her own clothes. The name of that YouTube channel is Rebecca Good, just like good medicine or good night. So Rebecca Good, I'm pretty sure she's stateside, somewhere in the States, but she makes a fair number of jean items, like a jean jacket and jeans. She's made a bunch of pairs of jeans. So she's definitely interesting for me to learn from. And the videos are very good. Here, I'm going to move the camera over here a little bit. I've been, looking at these sewing channels, and I'm learning from a number of the comments that, I'm not exactly the oldest new sewer out there at almost 70 years of age, but there's not too many older than me, I will say that. But there are quite a few, like around between age 60 and 65, both men and women. So that's very encouraging for me, for us, I think. And the nice thing about using the rice bags is that they won't cut the craft paper templates. When I had the steel tools there and I put them on, I thought, oh gee, I don't want to end up, you know, cutting out a template and then ruining it by tearing it. Fortunate, I bought two new heavy-duty sewing machines. I bought a Singer heavy-duty 44S, which is over there. Also over there I have a used 4423. But what I'm using right now over here is the new 4432 that I bought last fall also. And I really like them. And that's the other thing, this gal Rebecca, she has a Singer heavy duty 4452. And like I mentioned, she's made a number of pair of jeans and jean shirts and jean jackets. So even though I haven't actually sewed any denim yet, I know that the Singer heavy duty machines are going to be competent enough to do that. So there I've got one leg cut off, one template cut off. So I'll wind that up carefully. Jebb. I'll set that aside. Then I'll do that other one and set it aside, and then I'll do the two back legs. Fair enough. Now I just got that little bottom piece. Ay, ay, ay. One of the bags come open, or yeah, one of them come open. That's the only bad thing, I guess. I guess I didn't have that one closed very good. There, that's the two front legs done. And the next thing I'm going to do is do the two back legs. Okay, I'm going to trace out this left back leg now. There, that one's done. that over to about there. Then we'll get the other back pant leg, and this one is the right back leg. That's the crotch seam there. So how do I want to do this? I want to do this. Well, I don't want to do it like that. So I'll do it like that. Cool. So I'll have to be careful when I come up here because it's real close clearance between this leg and the other one. I don't want to have to waste a whole bunch for just a little mistake now, do I? Oops, daisy, I got off a little bit there. And I missed a spot there too. Okay, we'll get back onto this side again. Real slow. Okay, come down here now. And over that way some. Cool. That's that leg done. I'll get it out of the way. Alrighty, I'll get this top bit done. And this time I'll remember to reposition the camera before I get out of camera view. Nice. There. That one's over and done with too. There we go. It showed me just putting the denim jean legs down on the craft paper and making an outline with the fabric pen on the craft paper, and then I cut out the craft paper. And one of the reasons that I could only proceed that far is because this is the rest of my muslin here. I've got about 2 or 3 yards of muslin here, but the edges haven't been stitched yet and it hasn't been washed yet. So I've got to stitch the edges and then wash and dry it so it shrinks, if that's what it's going to do, and it probably is. So I'm going to cut about 4 feet down from the far end there, and then I'll sew a hem all the way around that. And the reason I'm cutting it is to make it easier to deal with for sewing the hem on, and for also putting it in the washing machine and the dryer. I don't want to put a whole 3 yards or more in the washer and the dryer all in one piece. This way I'll end up with 2 pieces. And like I mentioned before, I pay about $10 Canadian for a yard of muslin, and that's probably about $7 or just a little less than $7 American per yard, because our Canadian dollar is not worth very much at all compared to the US, to your still somewhat strong US currency. So that's what I'll be doing here. I'll be cutting off a 4-foot section at the top, and then I'll probably film me putting a hem on just for the fun of it. It won't be like, you won't have a 3-hour video of me just sewing. It may be like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something, maybe a little longer. But so that's what's going on. That's what I'm up to now. And I'll get it cut. I'll get the hem sewn so it won't fray and come apart in the washing machine and the dryer. It'll shrink. I'll wash it in hot water in the washing machine and put it on high heat, temperature heat in the dryer, and then it'll be pre-shrunk muslin, and then at that point I'll be able to put it down and then put my craft paper templates on and get working on making the pair of muslin jeans. So right on, happy in the service. So I've got the measuring tape set down there, coming down 4 feet, and I've made 3 green marks with a fiber marker. And I'm going to move the measuring tape out of the way. It's done its work. And I'm going to make a line. And this is going to be my cut line for cutting this cloth in 2 pieces. And then once I get it cut, I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and put a hem on it. And then first thing tomorrow morning, the laundry area in our complex, it opens at 7 in the morning, and it takes about just under an hour and a half to wash and dry. So that's what I'm up to now. I'm going to divide it in half, do the hemming, and then tomorrow morning bright and early I'll get it in the wash and get it dried, and then I can start to see how much I need to make the muslin pant legs for making another pair of pants. Cool, I'm really digging this. Here I am with the muslin cloth, and you can see I've got the yardstick there, the big rule there. I've got a couple of my rice-filled sandwich bags that I'm using as weights, and all I'm doing right now is I'm going to make a mark, a line, a cutting line, and I want it to be kind of straight because I have this huge piece of muslin, probably at least 2 yards. Now I did have sewing machine issues last night, which is when I started this video, and I kind of bailed. But however, I did get the sewing machine working fine after I rethreaded it and rebobbined it about 2 or 3 times and played with the tension and all that. A big part of the problem is that the needle wasn't centered. There's a dial on top to center left or right the needle, and it was kind of in between for a little while. So that caused a lot of bobbin issues and thread issues. But anyway, I'm getting started making a line, and then I'll be able to cut this in half with a somewhat accurate line, and then I'll hem these 2 edges, and then the rest of it is hemmed already. That's the natural cut, that needs no hem, but the other 3 sides got the hem, and so I'll make this cut and have to hem both of them, and then it'll be down to the laundry. So it's a pretty simple process, as you can tell. Nonetheless, it was another spontaneous learning lesson. I did get 4 craft paper templates already cut out, and they're ready and waiting for when this is washed and dried. I can just lay them down on the muslin, and I'll be back in business again. So this is nice because it's going to be more or less straight. It's going to be a jagged edge, but that's no problem. You know, when I get down to the crunch, I'll just square it up, you know, somewhat accurately, and it'll be good to go. Here we are, and I've got everything where it needs to be, even though the earlier part of this video things kind of fell apart. Just not getting frustrated, not getting anxious, just slowly working through, and you know, like I said, eventually after I rethreaded and rebobbined it about 2 or 3 times, everything started to work out. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna finish the last edge on this piece of muslin, and I have another big piece over there, and then it'll be down to the laundry room to throw them in a washing machine full of hot water, and then put them in the dryer on high heat, and that will shrink, pre-shrink it all. Then I can iron what I need to use, and as we've already seen, I made the template, the craft paper templates last night, so I'll be able to put A and B together and hopefully end up with a really awesome C. And what is nice about this is that I'm able to go great guns, speed along at almost the maximum 1100 stitches per minute. But anyway, I'm back tacked, I'm locked in, here we go. That is a lot of fun. It's just go ahead and sew. There, and at 1100 stitches, oh gee, did I run out of, well, looks like I'm going to have to do it again. Looks like I ran out of bobbin thread. Oh yay. Well, that's okay, I'll just have to wind the bobbin again. No problemo. And it's just as well that I get to practice this again. You know, really starting to become familiar. So I need to get my thread up there. Where'd the end of my thread go? There it is down there. Cool. Put that on there. Put that on there. And then I've got to put it through here. Like that. Then it has to go on this axle and it has to loop around. There's a tension spring in there, and now I can put it on the bobbin and wind it. So there, I've got it on. Now I just want to start it. I think we're good there. We'll trim that, and here we go. There's lots on there now. Cool. Almost like I know what I'm doing. There, so I've got the bobbin spool and the thread in. It's ready and waiting. Now I have to rethread the top of the sewing machine, and then once I get it threaded into the needle, I'll bring it down, catch the bobbin thread, and we'll be back in business. And once again, in order to thread it, I have to put it through the first thread guide, that little one right there like that. You feel here and feel it click in, and then I put it through this one, and then it has to go all the way down. All the way down to here, and then I have to loop it up, and when I loop it up, I put some tension on the upper thread, pull it back up so I know that it's going the right way. Now it goes through the take-up lever, bring it back down again, and now I'll be able to go downstairs here and put it in the guide below, just before it goes into the needle. There we go, get it in there. Whoopsie daisy, I missed. There, I got it there.
And now I just got to trim the edge of the thread, trim the thread a bit, and thread the needle. Where'd my thread go? Here it is here. Let's see if I get it in fairly soon. I usually do. I'm usually pretty good at getting it threaded. There. There, it's in. So now I'm going to raise the foot and send the thread down with the needle and catch the bobbin thread. There, I've got it threaded again. It never takes me long to get it threaded. I'm actually pretty good at it. There, and I'm through both those lower guys. So all I got to do is go down and catch the, there we go. Do I have it? I do. There. So now both threads are threaded. Like that. Well, that's in. That's in. So this is where I want to do it, because that's where it ended, that's where it stopped. So I'll just start it right from the top again. Isolate my threads, bury the needle, start it and lock it up with a go forward and a back tack. There we go. There, that's that one done. Now I have another one over there that I gotta go and get. And I can see the green line there. That's the edge that I have to stitch, that I have to sew. And I still got a pile more muslin over where I store it. But I've got way more than I need just with these two pieces that I'm going to wash and dry shortly. Stitches a minute, it says, going full tilt. It's sure boogies. There, now I'll lock it up at the end here. Good. Now why am I getting double thread there? Double bobbin. Jeez. I'm getting scared already. But anyway, they're done. They're ready to go in the wash after I have breakfast. And I'm going to figure out what's going on down here again. You know, sometimes it's a little bit of work and practice, isn't it? There's my upper thread. It's good. So I took the bobbin thread out. Oh, I'm going to have to take the cover off again, I think. The dog cover off. 2 screws to undo. Sometimes it's all work, isn't it? So obviously it's stuck down there. So I'll take the dog cover off, or whatever you want to call this plate. There's the one screw. There's the other one. Now let's take this plate off and see what we're dealing with. Maybe. Hopefully. The needle's all the way up. Well, we got looped around in there and then broke and then tied itself down around the dogs there. But you know, it's all good practice. I need to practice anyway. But, you know, it has taught me a little bit of patience. Because you can't rush it. I can't rush this stuff. Sometimes I'd like to, but it's pointless. Let's just go through the process. It's a really simple machine. Because it is new, you know, it's modern. I mean, it's a modern design. I'm used to 1950s, 1960s with all the work and the screws and the settings, and so this really is nice. No complaints from this end. Now that's down there. I'll get the other one in and then I'll snug them both up. But before I do that, I want to get this bobbin thread out of there. And it's in the right place, but I am going to trim it a little. There. And then I'm going to have to send the upper thread down to catch it again, but that's okay. It's all good practice, right? Of course it is. Come on. There we go, training my left hand to do what I am right-handed like a lot of people. So those screws are snug. They don't have to be torqued on there, but they're nice and snug. Where's my cover? It's over here. There, I can see the bobbin thread has gone down in the slot it's supposed to be in. Now I can go down and catch the bobbin again. Time for a sip of Java. The foot is up. That's what was always advised. It doesn't appear to be catching the bobbin thread yet. Oh, it has. There we go. So it's threaded again. We'll put the little cover back on. I'll give that a little bit of a trim. Well, there, I had them both done. All I had to do was thread it, so that's threaded. So now it's going to be down to the laundry, and that'll take about an hour and a half for the laundry to do its thing. So we're on break now. Go have breakfast, have a coffee, read, journal, do some sewing, go for a walk. There's all sorts of things you could do with your freedom here. And I'll catch up with you in a bit. Thanks for watching. By the way, if you can, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and like the video as well. And keep on coming back, because we're gonna have fun. You know that, I know that, we know that. Ciao for a bit. So this is the laundry area in the complex that I live in, and oh my goodness, there's a leak from a sewing machine, from a washing machine. But this is where I washed my muslin, and it is done now. And I washed it on hot. And I'm going to put it in the dryer. The dryers are over here. And it cost me $3 for a hot wash. But it's $3 Canadian. So it's only, so it's less American. But it's really a nice sewing area. I mean, washing and drying area. And it's a great complex where I live. It's in an area called McGill Ghetto, and there's nothing ghetto about McGill Ghetto in downtown Montreal. The reason they call it McGill Ghetto is because we're really close to McGill University. But it's kind of a mixed, mostly upscale area. And I'm just going to show you the floor and the legs of the table. There's some people over there. They put a foosball table in here. There's a bulletin board with some ads for stuff. And so my cloth, my muslin, is now in the dryer, and you can see that I did sew the edges so it won't fray, and it'll take 50 minutes, like 50 minutes, and that'll cost about $2.25, and I've got it on hot so it'll shrink, and then I'll be able to take it upstairs and we'll lay it out, put the templates on, cut the muslin, and then we'll start sewing again. So welcome to the laundry area at La Cité. This is the area here where you can charge your card to pay. You put your card in over on this thing, and then you choose how much time you want, how much money you want to put on your washing account. Press that button, and it gives you $10 every time you press the button. And then once you're done, you press enter, and then you can pay using your debit or your credit card or whatever on the money machine. So it's really nice. It's really clean. It's a really good complex where I live. I love living here. I've been living here for about 6.5 years now. The laundry area in this building is on the 2nd floor, and I live on the 17th floor. But it's really nice having the laundry area right in the building. I don't hear any noise from it. Also, in the basement is a shopping mall. So there's grocery stores and all sorts of... So this is where I live, in le Plateau sur le Mont-ROYAL, which means the plateau on Mount Royal. And right ahead of us, right there, is the mountain, Mount Royal. There's the crucifix that de Maisonneuve built in the 1500s to the Holy Blessed Virgin Mary as gratitude for allowing the new French immigrants to survive the awesome, really cold and snowy Montreal winters. But the park we're looking at with the tall high-rise up there and the monument, that is Mount Royal Park, Parc Mont-Royal. That is Parc Ab, l'Avenue du Parc. And on the right side is Parc Jeanne Mance. And Jeanne Mance was a French woman who came from France in the mid-late 1500s, and she built the first hospital. And it was very positive critically at that time, because having a hospital allowed the new French settlers to have babies and populate Montreal, which wasn't called Montreal then, but there it is. And you can see that the big melt is on. The stadium seats are almost clear of snow, or getting clear of snow, and you can see grass and wet grass, and that goes further up on the plateau towards l'Avenue Mont-ROYAL, which is Mount Royal Avenue. And Mount Royal Avenue is a really great street. It's has a lot of boutiques and stores, and it's really cool. In the summer, they close most of the street off to car traffic, so it's for pedestrians and bicycles. The other really interesting socio-demographic thing about Plateau sur le Mont-ROYAL is that there are a lot of French nationals that live in this area of Montreal. There's about over 70,000 French nationals that live in the city of Montreal. So when you come here, it's really cool that you have the Québécois French, which is the French Quebecers, but you always also have the French nationals from Europe. So, and as you may or may not know, the city of Montreal is a very diverse city. You can find, you know, the language of the land here is French. Quebec is a French province, or a French nation. A French nation is what it's called, actually. And there in the distance you can see the Olympic Stadium. I will butt in and say that they've removed the roof of the Olympic Stadium and they're putting a new one on. So that's a really cool project too. But yeah, it's Montreal is very diverse. Up north of here, if I walk for about 45 minutes, I would end up in the Garment District. And the Garment District is also a very large Latino district. A lot of Peruvians, a lot of Colombians. There are people from Europe, Spain, you know, like Spanish from Spain, but largely the population is made up of Latin Americans or whatever from South America, Central America, and the States. So yeah, this is really, I love living in Montreal. I've been here for over 6.5 years. It would be really difficult for me to leave. Really difficult for me to leave. Anyway, a little more City of Montreal interest stuff, I hope. So that was a little tour of the laundry area, and you know, the view outside off my 17th floor balcony, looking up at Le Plateau. And yeah, here I am back with 4432 Singer Heavy Duty, and I'm still waiting for the muslin to finish drying in the laundry area downstairs. So I hope you enjoyed that little this little diversion of how, you know, how I live my life in Montreal, being a learning new sewist and learning how to make pants out of muslin, and hopefully soon I will start using denim. But like I've mentioned in maybe even earlier in this video and in previous videos, is that because I am really a new sewer still, I do things piecemeal, you know. I do the zipper and I do the zipper. I do a pocket and I do a pocket. Then I do another pocket. Then I do, you know, the back of the one pant leg, and then the front. But the work and the consistent effort is paying off, and I can see that fairly soon I will be able to cut out my muslin, make all the parts, and then actually in the proper sequence, the proper order of operations, doing the, you know, laying the legs out and putting the back pockets on, and then the front pockets, and then the fly, and then the yokes, and then the waistband, and then the belt loops, and then put them all together, and then, you know, do the hemming of the pant legs down at the bottom, and actually finally put on a pair of muslin jeans and find out how much I have to change them, improve them, because I've never done this before, and even though I'm being careful with my measurements and all of that, I understand that, you know, making your first pair of pants when you've only been sewing for virtually less than 7 months, it's going to be a one-off, and it's not going to be perfect, you know. The errors and mistakes are gifts or lessons in disguise. So, you know, patience and moving forward with a, you know, positive outlook on it does help. As you know, we're not just only sewers, we're sewists. You know, we write, we read, I don't have a family here in Montreal. My kids are adults in southwestern Ontario, and you know, I'm going down there a couple of times this year, and my daughter and her partner, they're coming up here to Montreal this year as well. So yeah, there's a little bit of background on me and my life, and you know, it's mostly about sewing and learning how to sew and make muslin jeans, but like all of us, we have many aspects or facets to ourselves and to our lives, our communities, our families. So I just wanted to share a bit of that with you, and you know, let you know that I'm working on this stuff. What's the point here? What's my message? Have a really great day. Have a really great time doing your sewing stuff, and I will too. So we can have fun and learn together. Thanks for stopping, and I really appreciate you visiting and viewing and subscribing and supporting me in that way. And of course, hopefully there'll be a number of things that are helpful to you too, regardless that, you know, you may be an expert, which I am not. I'm sure that there's maybe something you might find helpful here. At least that's my hope. Ciao for now. I'll record again in a bit. Here is the washed and dried muslin, and I'm just getting ready to iron it. And so I've got about an hour and 20 minutes worth of video footage here, and I've got a whole bunch of editing to do to come up with the video that I publish. But suffice to say, I'm gonna end this video here, and in the next video I'm gonna have this nice freshly laundered and ironed muslin, and I'm gonna get the craft paper templates that I made earlier in the video, and I'll cut out some muslin for making some pants. I've also bought some
what I'd call the red paper, the red cardstock that I make my templates out of. I've already bought some more of that, and what I may do is make templates out of that, because it's really firm stuff, and the goal is to have reasonably good templates that I can hang them and then just use them as I start another pair of pants, because I'm still in the stage where every time I want to make some pants, I kind of remake the templates. So that's what I'm doing here in this process, is to make some long-term or permanent templates that I can just hang up, and when I need them just take them off the hanger and use them and then put them back, and they're still good to go for next time. So all part of the fun and learning. Ciao for now. I've probably ended this video about 2 or 3 times at least, but I'll end it again. Have fun, stay safe. Thanks for visiting, thanks for your support, and until next time, stay safe and have fun. Adios amigos.